Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Emilio Lopez, and I'm going to try to be very fast. And I would like to show you the Inspired View service of IGN of Spain. Okay, what is IGN-Base? It's a new view service complies Inspired regulation and most of the IOC task force recommendation. It supplies views and maps from IGN datasets at different scales and different themes, and it has been developed using open source software. In order to develop this service, we have taken guidelines and Inspired regulations into account, and so we have followed the Inspired Network Service regulation. We have followed the symbolization, the Inspired theme classification, and of course we have generated our dataset and service metadata using the Inspired metadata implementing guidelines. We have populated our database that the view service access using IGN products at 25,000 and 200,000 scales, and in about different themes: hydrography, network transport networks, geographic names, official boundary limits, borders, and terrain digital model. Okay. For each Inspired themes, we have geographic information. We have classified our layers in Inspired feature layer. So each Inspired theme layer has one or several Inspired feature layers, and each Inspired feature layer has one or several Spanish layers. Therefore, we have the view service has a three-level layer structure. In this slide, you can see the themes that you can get views and maps through the view service. But it's important to note that other Inspired themes like land cover or orthophotos are published or will be published using other view service. In fact, we don't have a well-defined criteria to distribute layers in service. What does a user need? One service with 70 layers, or 70 services with one layer? Perhaps the solution is to balance service and layer, or to create a thematic service. I don't know. The main characteristics of IGN view service are it supports Spanish and English request. It supports mandatory operations, and you can access to the dataset layer and service metadata using a link that is a request to the IGN discovery service. And for each layer, apart from an harmonization name, multilingual legend, a metadata URL, you have two symbolizations available: Spanish per trial and Spanish per trial. And why? I think that the next two slides are self-explanatory. This is the Inspire style by default, and this is the Spanish style. Okay, so I think that with a little effort, you can get cartography good result, and only you have to elaborate a stylized descriptor file, well, a little complex. Okay. We started to think and to work in the National Spatial Data Infrastructure of Spain in 2002 or 2003. And we published our first WMS in 2004. At this time, at that moment, there wasn't a software package that satisfied our requirements. So we decided to develop our software with the help of the University of Zaragoza. In 2010, we started to study the inspired network service documents, and we had two options. Keeping developing our software, improving and adapt it to Inspire, or start to use a software package. And we choose the second one. So, but we change not only our view service, but all our software components. So we change our database management system from Spatial Oracle to PostGIS, and we changed our operative system from Windows to CentOS. It's a Red Hat Linux distribution. Nevertheless, we use proprietary software at back office. We use FME from Oracle to PostGIS migration and SAP to PostGIS migration, and GeoMedia Grid for digital terrain model image generation. Architecture. If we want to keep alive our service, for example, if a server down, or if we suffer power supply fail, or internet link connection is lost. I think that this year we have suffered all of these things. So we need to have 3 servers supporting Geoserver, and 2 servers supporting the database. And the dot link means that we have 2 data processing center. But with this architecture, we comply with inspired requirements about quality of service, and I have collected in the last 3 months statistics. The availability is 93%. The average response time is 0.77 seconds, but we have some peaks. We have to solve this, and we are providing about 3 million images per month. We have solved some problems about difference between IGN data models and inspired data models, and because data specification of Annex 2 and 3 are still drafts, are not a final version, and because Geoserver is needed to improve the implementation of inspired requirements. Finally, the next steps, we are developing guidelines to help other Spanish organizations to create their view service. In fact, this is the first inspired compliant view service in Spain. So we want to help other organizations, not only with Geoserver, but with other products. We have to transform our WMS to inspired view service, and finally, we have to start to implement inspired download service. I don't know if we are going to use Geoserver or the grid or other software package. This is the several image of our service. It's quite fast if you use WMTS. Okay? So that's all. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Emilio. Do we have a question from the audience? Yes, please.
Hi. Yeah, Tom Ellett from the Norwegian Mapping Authority. I was just wondering about the styles you attach to the layers. You have the inspired default style and the Spanish style as well. The Spanish style, are those national styles for that data, or is that just styles you came up with for the Inspire services?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Can you repeat that, please? It was not understandable up here.
Oh, okay. The styles that you attach to the layers, you have the inspired default style and the Spanish style as well for each layer. The Spanish style, I was just wondering if that's something you just came up with for the Inspire services, or whether that's linked to some kind of national symbology styling you have.
No, okay, it's not a national style, but it's only a National Geographic Institute style. We don't have an agreement about symbolization in Spain. I would like to have it.
Okay, there's another question up here. Please use the microphone as well so the others can understand.
Geoserver, or you did something special for the performance upgrade? You said that they are pretty fast, the service.
Well, I have experience about our old WMS. and other WMS we are offering. And when we have changed our technology from Oracle to PostGIS, the performance is quite good, and the availability is quite good. So we are happy with this solution. And for example, all these figures are higher than Inspire requires.
Okay, thanks.